Today we address our current issues,
Oh no, isn't that just horrible?
discover our new issues,
Oh, it's only moving that way, but not... Oh, that's probably my problem.
and slide our cappuccino around on its first track day.
And around we go.
But first, let me address the limited slip differential saga. And I do say saga because it was a little bit of a saga. Our story begins with an upcoming track day. The track day I was planning to attend was Gymkhana in Osaka. Gymkhana is pretty straightforward. It's just a big asphalt area, they set up cones, they give you a map with the course, and that's about all there is to it really. I thought it'd be a good event to dip my toes into motorsport and to give the cappuccino a much needed shakedown. But before I could do any of that, I needed a limited slip diff. I'd already purchased one, but I hadn't got around to swapping it in. The event was planned for Sunday morning through to Sunday afternoon, so I thought I would be diligent and swap the diff on Friday afternoon. But that didn't quite happen. What ended up happening was the garage was full of the maximum capacity of 2 cars, and the driveway became a swimming pool due to torrential rain in Kyoto that day. So Friday was off the table. Saturday rolled around, and the weather was much better, and I also had access to the garage. However, I did get out of bed quite late because, well, who doesn't like sleeping in on a Saturday? I got to work about 1:30, and my first order of business was to actually inspect the propeller shaft to see what was causing my vibrations, and I made quite the discovery.
At the front, no problems at all, looks good. I thought it was this middle bearing, but besides looking a bit old, it's fine, it's doing its job properly. This part here, also, yep, fine, no problem. Moving on to the diff side of things, and, oh, hang on. Oh, it won't move. Oh, it's only moving that way, but not... Oh, that's probably my problem.
After I'd discovered that, I moved on to the diff. I pulled out the old diff, filled up the new diff with oil, and promptly installed it in the vehicle. I then put the whole vehicle back together and had it all ready to go by about 11:30 at night. Naturally, I had to give the car a test drive, and I was very excited but also a little nervous. I begin to drive it around the block, and I instantly get an engine light. I didn't have a speedometer. The diff has a speed sensor in it, so I figured that was probably the problem. I quickly took it back, tested the plug, took it for another lap, and it still wasn't working. So then I was faced with swapping the old speed sensor from my original diff into my new diff. Great, at midnight, wonderful. I quickly did that, took it for a test drive, no problems. Excellent. Except it was now midnight and I had to leave at 5:30 the next morning. I quickly rushed home, had a shower, had some dinner, and went to bed. Sunday morning rolls around. I get out of bed, feeling quite tired, but also equally excited. I get in the car, and off I go. The drive wasn't too bad. Kyoto in the morning doesn't have much traffic, it's quite pretty, and I stopped at a couple of convenience stores to get some coffee, but that was about it. We arrive at the event about 8:30, we get our map, and we walk the course. The course was a little confusing for someone who had never done Gymkhana before, but thankfully it didn't take too long to get the hang of it. Although I quickly discovered some new issues with the vehicle. First of which is the standard suspension was much too soft for motorsport use. I found myself constantly struggling to stay in my seat, and I actually ended up with bruising on the side of my body from hitting the transmission tunnel on right-hand turns. The next issue I discovered was that the bushes in my new limited slip differential were obviously in much worse condition than the open one, and were making some quite audible clunking noises. But by far the worst was the clutch situation. I believe it has the regular clutch in it, or a regular replacement, which is fine for driving around but proved to be a little inadequate for motorsport use. I found that when the tyres were gripping very hard, the clutch didn't seem to have enough power to, well, deliver the power, leaving me with gaps where I'd be fully accelerating, with the car not going anywhere, and then eventually it'd start going somewhere, as seen in this clip.
There's the clutch.
I I did quite a few laps all day, but I was pretty worried about the condition of the clutch. After each run I could smell and literally taste the clutch in the cabin. I was beginning to worry that I would need a tow truck home. Thankfully that was not the case, and the car did in fact survive the day. Sliding around, doing 180s, it really was a blast. Overall, I'd say the day was a success. I did learn a lot about the car, about my driving, and about motorsport. It was quite good, and on top of that, hell, the car even made it home safe. How wonderful. The footage you're actually seeing is the last drive that the car will be getting because it's about to go on jack stands for a few days. I've ordered a new Excetti heavy duty clutch, the necessary bearing for my prop shaft, and I have diff mounts coming very soon. The car will be going on jack stands over the next few days, and I'll be pulling apart the entire driveline again this weekend. Only this time the transmission will be coming out to get its much needed new synchronizers to stop that lovely crunching sound that I've been enjoying for the last month. Once all that goes in the car, hopefully the car will be, well, a normal car. It should hopefully be smooth, comfortable, quiet, and I might even get to drive it hard for the first time without the crunching of the gearbox. How exciting. After that I have plans to replace all of the rubber bushings and suspension mounts to stop any clunking and crashing that the car currently experiences, but I simply must get some coilover suspension for the car if I want to get serious about my driving. But anyway, that's about it for this update video. Hope you enjoyed hearing about the Cappuccino's first experience. Needless to say, it was a good one, but we've got quite a few improvements that need to be made. If you are interested in following the build, I highly suggest you follow my Instagram, link in the description below. I'll have it on screen as well. Anyway, that's all there is for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like as it really helps small channels like mine grow, and if you want to see anything about the Cappuccino or in Japan, leave a comment below and I'll be sure to accommodate it as best I can. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.